Okay. So I made you as the host now. So what we have to do is we need to connect to our local to public instance. From public instance, we have to connect to private instance. So for that, what we have to do is we need to copy from our instance, right? A PEM file. See here, you have a PEM file to connect to your public instance. But once you connect to your public instance, from there you want to connect it to your private instance. So there you need to have a PEM file. So same example, whatever I said, right? If you want to connect to your house, if I want to go open your house door, someone gave a key at my house. I took it here, I opened your door. Then after entering your door, I thought to open your locker, but someone gave the key at my home. I have your house locker key at my home. No use. The locker key should be there at your house, right? So first I need to connect to your instance through a PEM file. So done. Once I connecting into your instance, there I need to have the PEM file of your private instance to connect. So our job is to connect to our to copy a PEM file to your external. The PEM file of your private instance should be there on your present on your public instance. So click on up arrow. The command is there, right? Just click on up arrow. Again, SCP till that SCP. This is the command. So we are trying to copy SCP, secure copy, from local mission to remote mission, right? So what is the mission is EC2-user. The IP address is there, right? 34.222.224.169.190. We are trying to connect to that instance using EC2-user, right? EC2-user. And the EC2-user need a password. Instead of password, we are using a token, and the token is present inside double quotes Shravani B PEM file. The same file we have to copy. So the second appearance of the file is there, right? So we are copying this file. So we are copying that file Shravani B key.pem file to this IP address instance using EC2-user, and instead of that user, we are using the secret. Instead of password, we are using the token. And which location is /home/EC2-user, right? Click on and click on enter. You can observe it will copy. Permission denied. Why? SCP. chmod. You just type chmod 400 Shravani, that file name you give it. No. There are multiple files. It will, you have to type Shravani B everything till B. Okay. Shravani A is missing, SRA. So click on tab, after that it will be. Okay. Now clear the screen and enter. Enter there. Now clear the screen and use that SCP command again. Try this. Okay, so it gave not connect command, right? It is SCP. Sorry, I got permission denied. SCP. Okay. EC2-user. Check the IP address of that instance once. Public instance IP address. And just deselect the first one. You selected both private and public. IP address is public IP address 169.190. Yeah, correct. Just take the connect command of that instance. Just take connect command. Connect. Connect to that. Okay, type exit. Click on up arrow and go to SCP command. EC2-user. Space, remove a space there at the end. Space is not a problem. Enter. If this doesn't copy, strange. Permission denied. Just click on up arrow once. Remove that slash at the end. Just enter. Permission denied. Why permission denied here? SCP. We are copying through EC2-user only. Okay, click up arrow. Remove that /home/EC2 user, everything. Home, everything, till that colon also. Enter. Same, both are same. It haven't copied yet. That is sure. Okay, use the connect command. Up arrow, connect command, connect to that instance. Some permission denied issue, that's fine, but it has to allow. Use it. Enter. Permission issue I understood, but it has to have permission. Needs to have an user only. Clear screen. Just type ls. Okay, it is file is copied. Okay, it is copied. It is there. Okay, so we copied. When we removed the path, I think it has okay. Okay, it is there here. So that's why it is not able to override. So now we have the instance. So we have the PIM file. From here, we have to connect to that instance. Go and take the connect command of the private instance. I think the file was already there, so it was throwing it up. So now private instance connect command. Take that, but don't enter. Just give that. Enter. Don't enter. Just paste there. Remove the IP address there. EC2-user. You keep @ you keep till @. Now go to that instance. Details. Take the private IP address. Select the private instance. So for public instance to private instance, we are take the private IP address. Through public, we cannot communicate. Go there. Create. Enter. So we connected. You observe the IP address also. 162 was a private public instance IP address. Now from there we connected to private instance 186. What is highlighted, right? So from local to private instance, public instance to private instance. Now you type yum install sudo yum install httpd -y. Enter. It has to work. It is working. So NAT gateway is working. So simple. What we did is we created a VPC. We created an internet gateway attached to this. Then we created route tables. So default route table was there. We created one more route table. The default one we left as a private route table. Then default one as we left as a private. Then we created custom route table, right? So there we mapped the internet gateway. So that became as a public. Then we created 4 subnets. So 4 subnets, 2 we associated to public route table, 2 we associated to private route table. So public one was working fine. Then what we did, we want to make one-way communication for the instances which are on private subnet. So what we did, NAT gateway is the solution. We created a NAT gateway in a public subnet and attached to the private route table. So then we created an instance, right, in the private route table and public route table. Public one was working fine. So public instance communication was happening. So private instance communication one way, internal to outside we want to do. So we did NAT. So to test that from outside to internal, the instance, private instance, we tried to connect, connection was not happening, means NAT is correct, working fine. So what we did, so to test internal to outside communication on the private instance. So how did it? We connected to EC2 instance, public instance, from public instance to private instance we connected, and we did this yum install httpd, right? It's working. So NAT is 100% working fine. Understood, guys? Simple steps. Clear? Okay, so that's it for today. So now let's try to remove them all. Okay, go there. So we want to remove that, right? So first what we have to remove, NAT you remove. So let's not only keep it as it is, just remove the instances, terminate the instances. We'll see the remaining things tomorrow. We'll continue. We need to discuss few more other topics. Just to remove the instances, keep the NAT, everything and all ready. Keep it like that only. Just terminate the instances. I'll show you how to remove tomorrow. Okay. We need to remove that NAT elastic IP, right? When we remove NAT, we need to remove the elastic IP, else it will charge. Then we need to remove the subnets, route tables, all right, VPC. Okay. Okay, fine. So is that clear, guys? Can you all practice? Okay, I'm stopping here. We'll meet tomorrow. It's a long session today. We'll meet tomorrow. We'll discuss about the next topics and we'll end up VPC tomorrow. Okay. So I'll show you how to create an instance once again with the third full explanation about the third configurations, right? Tomorrow I'll show you. Okay. So end the meeting for all, Shravani. Bye everyone. We'll meet tomorrow. We'll discuss the next steps, next features.